Hey guys, welcome to The Shack. This is episode 26. Yes, episode 26. I'm pretty excited about the fact that we have 26 episodes. 26. And this is a great place to get a hold of a bunch of knife makers sitting around the table talking about knives, other stuff, coffee, trucks,
guitars,
gear. But today we brought in a special guest.
We have
Brian from Woods Monkey.
He's waving.
And he's waving to all of you non-viewers because this is an audio recording.
Yes.
Strictly audio.
He waves loud, though, so I caught a breeze.
Absolutely.
I heard.
Yep. So we're going to talk about Woods Monkey stuff today.
If we're a little giggly, this is take 3 or 4.
I know.
We've had a little bit of issues, so just
we've
get
messed
with
up
us,
our
folks.
opening a couple times. Mike, where can they find the podcast if they're listening?
Anywhere you can find podcasts.
That narrows it right
for
down.
that help.
That was a little bit of the dry. So
I know. He's
sandy.
like if I'm looking for podcasts, there's places I go.
Podcast directories where we're listed in every single one of them.
Why don't you say that?
Everywhere you can find podcasts is an
Seriously
all-inclusive statement.
attitude.
That's the answer you're
All right,
looking for.
take your salty.
Podcast directory.
Just a little bit less.
Boy, take your director's beret off. Stop it.
He's got an image.
He's like, I got the headphones that makes me in charge.
Michael is in the director's chair. He can
None
do
of
what
you
he
have
likes.
the mouse that controls the computer. So
Well, I can reach it. Does that count?
The magic mouse.
At any time, he could shut any one of us off. You know
Probably.
that he does control that.
Does it to Scott sometimes?
Scooter is no.
Today. He's like,
He's rambling stupidly.
I've actually set a micro up on the
you know,
computer.
the funny
Anytime
thing
a
is,
story starts with
Scott,
quickie
with your
story,
memory,
it just
you'd be
mutes the
listening
mic.
back to the podcast and go,
Was I
oh,
even
I
there
was
then?
there that day.
I must have been absent.
Who is that guy?
How many of these did I miss?
It's like that TV show, The Weakest Link.
Yeah. So
I'm the
anyway,
weakest one.
Goodbye.
Mikey, our podcast is number 1 where this week?
I'm sure it's number 2 in Portugal.
All right, we'll take it.
And it's still top 10.
Slight slide.
So all you guys out there that do get the opportunity, thank you for listening. We really do enjoy doing these podcasts. We like the feedback that we get every now and then. Thanks, Mom. So we're going to get right into talking with Brian at Woods Monkey. But first, let's see who's here and what's going on. Hey, Scooter.
Scooter Harryman on the inside. We made some knives today, and we did some podcasting, and now we're off and running.
In my defense,
Hold on.
in my defense here, he said, "Let's see who all's here, and then what's going on."
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
did I screw that up?
It's all right.
I mean,
You got Scooter man on the inside. Tyler.
right? And then,
thought it was
then
roll
he just
call.
kept going.
Oh, did you say Tyler?
I didn't. He did.
He started to
I
talk.
Why did he put his hand in front of
Sorry,
you?
I'm sorry.
Do we need like a talking stick, like a can?
Scooter has the conch.
How's the
Good old
talking roll?
Sorry.
I love it.
Sorry.
All
I'm
right.
on my
Let's try it
fourth cup of
again.
coffee.
Hey, who's all here today?
Scooter Harryman on the inside.
Tyler,
I know y'all missed me in episode 25, but I'm back.
Yay, Sam's back.
Sam stunt double, Mikey.
Nick here.
And Brian from Woods Monkey.
There you go. So we are all here. So before we get started, what's going on?
I already did this.
I think we just went over
We have
that.
to do it again.
Well, let's see. We made some knives today. Sold some knives today. In an hour and a half, officially my time, we will pull a name for a Pout House winner. If you're not a Pout House member, check that out on the website. Very good source of very cool one-of-one type knives. It's only $25 a year to join.
There you go. Tyler, how's the baby?
oh, she's doing good, growing, starting to talk now.
Excellent. So that ought to be fun.
I hope. Anyway,
Dig, dig, dig. All right, Sammy, what's up?
Oh, same old, same old. That's about it. Had a rough day this morning, but things are looking up.
Why? What happened?
My dad came flying in the parking lot with a bit of a health issue, so I had to take some time and get him to the hospital to have that addressed, but we're good to go now.
Excellent.
Right on. Mikey, what's new in the build area?
Well, we are messing with our pressure tank, and we're working on some custom scales that our friend Dave at Bonds Creek Knives is helping us with.
Who you may remember from episode 25.
Right on.
And if you don't remember, then go back and listen to episode 25.
Good time to do that.
Definitely. Nicholas, what are you playing with?
Oh, nothing really. I'm just picking some locks. And no, I'm not a criminal. People keep asking me for some reason.
We all know you're a secret agent, not a criminal.
Certainly not.
Good deal.
Secret agent man.
Cool. So we've had a lot going on. I mean, it's been a busy year, no doubt about it. And today we are introducing you to Brian from Woods Monkey. Brian's been a friend of the company for years and years and years. And he's on board and he's running Woods Monkey. And we're going to talk to him about what they got going on, what he's got going on, what his honey-do list is like at home. Just cause.
Okay.
Just cause. Things like that. So, Brian, why don't you introduce yourself and let's get started talking Woods Monkey stuff.
Talking Woods Monkey stuff. Well, as LT said, again, I'm Brian from Woods Monkey. Longtime Pout House / Underground member. Known the crew for probably going on 10, 11 years, something like that.
It's been a while.
Yep.
I think officially Stumpy recruited you, but I was there also.
Right.
He lured you in with a bat wing.
A bat wing.
Maybe did he show you a bat wing that day?
Bat wing. Who would have a... Wait.
He's still carrying it.
Only if it's
Of
in
course.
green Kydex. Oh!
Whoa, look at that.
First night.
Or no, did he sell you that? Or what happened?
Well, I came up to you guys. I had seen you
It was
guys.
a Monroeville show.
Monroeville show.
Yep.
And I had seen you guys for a while. I actually saw you when we were living out in Philly. I think
Okay.
Battle Blind Horse had tables out there and had seen the knives and I didn't really understand them and finally said, hey, I'm thinking about buying one of these knives. I saw you had this cool little ring knife for a while. What was that all about? And I think it was right after the Underground bat wings. And I think you made Stumpy sell me his knife, if I remember correctly.
Sorry, Stumpy.
Literally out of his pocket. And they said, are you a member of the Underground? And I didn't know what the heck you were talking about. And you explained it to me, and I still didn't know what you were talking about.
But he immediately joined.
Yeah,
fun.
pretty much. It was a requirement to get the knife, and here I am 10, 11 years later.
Been a while.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome.
And now he's on board. He's come to the knife classes. Been probably to a
Yep.
whole bunch of the virtual shows over the years.
Yep. Him and the Shaw.
And he would
Yeah.
hang out with me and you at Monroeville a lot of times. Come in,
Pittsburgh
hang at the table all
Mills.
day.
Yep.
Yeah. Sit around, have coffee, talk knives.
Go have a beer later?
Buy stuff.
Beer and a cheesesteak.
Watch
Oh
the
yeah,
table.
that's right. We went to that. That was a great cheesesteak place too. I like that. That was good.
Shout out to
I
Gateway
can't remember
Grill.
what-
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
Gateway.
yeah.
There you
That
go.
was-
Yep,
man, that
yep.
was a great place.
Yeah, good stuff.
Digging on that. And then just recently, this past year, came on board working with the Woods Monkey. And him and Mike have traveled the world to Georgia. And
Mostly
back.
Georgia.
Mostly Georgia. But,
We know the East Coast really well.
It was kind of cool, though. We had the Woods Monkey brand name for a number of years now. And getting it back up online, sat around a few afternoons kind of saying, hey, what kind of products would we like to do? And the folder came out of one of those conversations. It actually didn't start like that,
Right.
but it ended like that. And I can't remember. Maybe you tell the story.
Well, I think
remember.
if
I know
anybody's
what we
been to
did.
the shop, we're literally sitting here around the table, and we were sitting here around the table probably about a year ago, I think, is when we were
Might have
first
been.
starting to talk about it, and we were working on another product, and we were messing around, and because I'm a knife guy, I thought it should have a blade in it, so we pulled a blade out of I think the old blind horse knife and stuck it in there, and all of a sudden you or I or somebody said, wait, I think we're making a folding knife. And all of a sudden we were making a folding knife, and it kind of evolved from there.
And now we have a really cool friction folder.
The banana peel.
Yeah, and the Woods Monkey brand. Tell us about the whole banana peel concept. I mean, it kind of came out of that conversation. We're sitting there like, wow, this is pretty simple. I love folding knives, as everyone does. I like a simple knife. How much simpler can you get than a friction folder, right?
Right. The first I guess it's the first folding knife style. But we were talking about it, looking at it, and yeah, we came up with the folder, the world's first modular friction folder. As you guys have seen them, they've got 3 screws holding them together. You can pull it apart. You can swap out blades and handles and knives, steels and blade shapes and whatever else you want to do. Yeah, it's it appeals to me. I don't think I owned a friction folder before that. Of course, I had folders, mostly locking and some slip joints, and just like everybody else, Swiss Army knife and those kind of things. But I don't think I ever had a friction folder. And we started talking about it, and the concept really appealed to me because you said it's simple. It's 3 screws. You can take it apart. You can clean it. You can get the thicker handled version if you're doing bushcraft stuff. My personal knife is Kydex. I like throwing it in my pocket. I don't even know it's there.
As is mine. Mine's Kydex with a warning blade. But like you said, the simplicity, the 3 screws, basically a Chicago style screw is what it amounts to. 4 washers on the pivot and 1 rubber washer on the tail. And the friction is actually done with the washer's tension, and almost kind of like a tension friction folder in a sense.
Yeah.
But simplicity in design, and if you're familiar with friction folders out there, a lot of times they have a long tail on them when they're closed. This one we put a short tail on that goes under like the very first front part of your hand. It's a very pleasant knife to use. Mine is also in Kydex. Flat, light. What a great backpackers.
They mean the scales are Kydex.
Oh, what did I say? I'm sorry.
You said in Kydex, which somebody might think,
yes.
Is that in a sheath?
No,
the
right.
scales are Kydex.
The scales are Kydex, which means they are flexible.
Yes.
Which you're thinking, why would a folding knife have flexible handles? Believe it or not, it's interesting, isn't it? It's a cool concept. Years ago, we did a folder, the Pack Horse for Blind Horse, and we did the slide lock version. That was a Kydex knife.
Yeah.
And I thought right then, I was like, man, why isn't this happening? And, you get busy and you don't get back to it. And then when we were sitting around the table, trying to think, were you and Sammy that way? Probably.
Yeah, I think at the time we were potentially looking at
different
we were
direction.
doing something with keys, I think. And I had made a pattern out of Kydex for it.
Yeah.
And then we had that blade and dropped it in there, and it almost lined up perfect.
Mm-hmm. So then we decided, man, we ought to go with the friction folder idea. Well, I fell in love with it immediately in Kydex. Then we're like, wow, you can use 1/8, you can use 1/4 inch, we can do 3/8 for the bushcraft. So you have a folding, non-lockable friction. Folding, non-lockable bushcraft blade.
Right.
Which, if you guys get a chance, go over to Instagram at the Woods Monkey and search through the history there. Guys are
Lots of
feather
good
sticking.
pictures.
Yeah, fantastic photography on these things. What a simple concept. What a beautiful using knife that you literally can take apart. I mean, you can take this folder apart, have a handful of parts, clean it, oil it, whatever you want to do, and put it back together.
Change it around.
You're absolutely
Different
right.
colors.
We make blades from the razor, which Sammy carried.
I did carry, yeah. And I love that knife too.
I personally have a warning. Clip points, drop points, sheep's foot. There's a lot of different blades designed, and right now we've done how many steels? What do we?
We had 4 steels at Blade Show. I think 12 different shapes from the Scandi and flat grinds and different things. As you said, the razor, sheep's foot, spear point. We haven't done it.
No, we haven't. That
would be fun.
Yeah, that could be a cool piece. I agree. I like the idea of doing tempo. And with the steel choices, that's kind of cool. The concept as well as you can change out the blade steel for the activity that you plan on doing,
or the shape,
or the shape,
Or the grind.
or the grind. You're right, grind. Because what do we got? Flat
scales.
I think right now we've just done flat and Scandi.
Flat and Scandi. Yeah, which covers flat and Scandi. If you can't get the job done with either one of them, or the combination of the two, yeah, I'm excited about the finishes that we're doing. The twist. My favorite was that blue twist.
Yeah.
Wow, that blade, that thing looked awesome, and I'm really digging that red linen.
The red linen. Yes.
The tiger with the hand-done jigging that Nick did
Yeah.
looked phenomenal.
Yeah.
The-
I think that was probably
the
my favorite.
57 Chevy.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Good job there.
Those.
Yeah, if you go to our Instagram back around the beginning of June, there's pictures of Johnny D's knife that Nick did with that. It's layered. I call it Tiger G10. It's black, orange, and white. And Nick hand jigged it, and it almost looks like flames. We were calling it the 57 Chevy.
It came out way cool.
Oh,
Nice
yeah.
job, Nick.
Yeah, it was fun.
I didn't know this was the Nick Fanch Club meeting.
So
Getting all blushy and stuff.
we do have some dealers that are carrying currently or going to be carrying them because we're working on orders. So you want to check out those dealers. I don't know if they're listed on Woods Monkey website yet, but they will be.
Oh, am I allowed to say? Because I just sharpened them, and I know where some of them are going.
Yeah, if you know, I mean,
The Knife Center.
Yep, the Knife Center's getting
There is
some.
Yep.
what's the orange G10? That was my favorite.
Oh, what?
1/8 inch thick
Yeah.
orange
8
G10
inch
handles,
Jordan.
Those
Ooh.
look
Was it-
fantastic.
and a nice shape, feel, size in the hand. Of course, I wear medium gloves, but it fit perfect. That's a nice set of scales.
Yeah, those orange. I have to say, Nick, the polish turned out nice. As much as we hate polishing that orange, man, they look good.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say there's something funny about that. They're actually finished up against a platen, so they get a very nice flat section, throughout the handle there. They're actually not. I mean, they're hard to hold on to. These guys will tell you if they saw when I was polishing them, they got slung across the room a couple times because the buffer grabbed a hold of them.
Yeah, they're not hold to hard onto when you're using
But
them.
when you're using
When
the
you're
knife and it's all put
making the
together,
knife.
oh my god,
What is
you're not going to
hold
ever
hard
lose
onto?
it like that.
He said they're what did I say? Hold
You
to hard
said
onto.
hold the hard on.
Hard to hold on to. Sorry.
By the Black Crow.
We all knew what you meant. It's fine.
It was up here, and when it came out here, the coffee hit it, and I felt it.
After 26 episodes, I'm sure they all speak Scooter.
Good. Yeah, no,
Thank you very
those
much.
orange ones definitely are cool. But we have other dealers getting them, and some that have had some. Old Town Cutlery has.
Old Town has a few right now.
Do we have
And
an
Tactical
exclusive
Intent
yet?
is getting some. Right?
Tactical
And
Intent and Blade HQ.
Lady HQ's
has
got
them
some
in.
on order.
Yep.
So yeah, check out, and we'll definitely, Mike, that's the thing, make a note, we got to get the dealers up on the Woods Monkey website that are going
Roger.
to carry those products for sure. What a great, simple using knife. I've been carrying mine since day one. We originally prototyped them out, gave all us guys one to mess with a little bit to see if we liked it, and turned out good. But man, I am loving the Kydex version in a backpack.
Why everybody look at me?
Well, 'cause
I said I loved it. I just happened to lose it.
Because you lost it.
well, you had I think the world's sharpest, scariest
It was.
folder.
It was beautiful
yeah,
too.
And we can make another one.
Yeah,
It was
one
a
day.
We made
razor
it a straight
blade.
razor that I actually shaved with.
Yeah, it was a
My face.
razor.
And then
Everything
it disappeared in the woods.
It's still there.
Yeah, it's still there, but
My first one got stolen by Craig from Nature Reliance School, so
Uh-huh.
I had to have another one made.
So we're definitely making them. We have and every time we learn something when we're putting them together and working on them and trying to improve as we go through. But man, out of the gate, the simple design, using great steel, good grinds,
What-
cool logo.
What's the ballpark price on those, Brian?
So start at 114.94
Okay.
Okay.
and go up there depending on the steel and the handle.
Yeah. Okay.
The
Cool.
steel. What steel do we have? Is it the new steel that everybody wants?
The Magna Cut?
Or did you mean S35VN?
There is some S35VN as well.
I'm a fan. I'm a big fan.
Which
Or
is
my
the cool
personal
steel.
favorite, A2.
Yeah.
Little A2,
ABL.
little ABL.
Stainless. What a fantastic stainless. Right on. Right on. Yeah, no, just the concept, the way it came together. I love brainstorming, and to go from nothing to a using product the way we did, it's exciting. There's no doubt. And then having people like it enough to buy your product, and have dealers like what you're doing enough
Yep.
to carry your product and move it forward. Woods Monkey is going to be an awesome brand. We have a lot of cool stuff coming up. But that folder definitely is one of the aspects. You have anything else to add on the folder?
Let's see here. I too have the Kydex version, but I'm trying to try and talk somebody into whipping me up some 1/8 inch G10 scales because I really like the orange ones. And I'm sure Brian will mention
No.
this. hey. I'm sure he'll mention this, but to go along with the folder, an awesome carry case type thing. I'm sure he'll get to that.
That's in process.
No, I mean the fold out the wax.
Oh, the
canvas.
rolls. Yeah.
Yeah, the roll.
Yeah, we'll talk about them
Sure.
in just a bit too.
I like
for
those
sure.
too.
Like them.
Okay.
He's looking at you, buddy.
Everyone's currently staring
Let's
at
look
me.
at Tyler.
Quick, ask Brian a question.
Rotate.
You're the next guy in line, bud.
Okay. Well, I don't have a Woods Monkey question per se, but I am curious what you used to do before you were with Woods Monkey.
Male stripper? No.
It was a very short career.
Wait, he was still the Woods Monkey.
Exactly. There was. I'm gonna.
Remember Wile E. Coyote?
Hey, this is how we get to number
All
one.
right. If Nick ever whacks you for the things you say,
I just want to know,
Anyway.
was the tree the pole?
anyway, moving on. When you
Sorry,
pass it-
question. Sorry, Tyler. We're passing your question on to the next one.
Well, whatever.
No, I was in banking. Oddly enough, it's a natural
Very,
progression.
very similar to
Right, exactly.
hawking.
So it's natural to move from that to making knives and
Well, they're so similar.
gear
Woodsy
organizers.
stuff.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
industry is the thing. Yeah.
Yep. No, I was between assignments. Had some free time, and
Is that what they call it these days?
exactly
I was looking for a new direction in my
a new
life.
challenge.
Traded my tie in for a loincloth. And
I was looking for a new direction, and they let me have it.
bye, Brian.
There you go.
I knew when the valet pointed my car towards the exit, it was time to go.
You're all set up by the exit, Brian. Thanks, Bob.
I brought you this cardboard box for your personal items.
He's like, what? I got an escort to my car? Oh, it's not even my birthday.
Wow. They don't just let security escort anybody out of the building.
We got you.
Important guy coming through, people.
Yeah.
He's got
Last
his own
day and all.
security
Come on,
card.
come on. Last day.
I can't.
Careful with him. He's the one that keeps knives in his pocket.
Maybe that was it.
That's it. Oh, goodness. But anyway, you're on board now, so that's all that matters.
Yes, sir.
Sam, it's your turn.
And you're up.
Sam, wake up.
I talked to Brian.
He's doing this thing with you.
I'm playing with a monkey folder right now, actually.
All right, well, I'll take Sam's
It's,
question.
We spent a lot of time in a small room together.
I can tell you what it is if you're curious.
Why? What is it?
What is it?
It's a draw point in AABL with a Scandi grind and black paper micarta with a matte finish.
Yeah, you got
Quarter
Very
inch.
nice.
nice
Oh, sorry,
laser
quarter
etch,
inch.
too.
So, Brian, talk about monkey boards. Because,
Monkey
I know
boards.
what they are, but where did they come from? What spawned the creation of the monkey boards?
So that actually
Excellent choice of the word. Use of the word spawn.
spawn. You don't hear that enough. Spawn. So that actually predated or the idea for it anyway predated Woods Monkey. I was looking for an organizer for cargo pockets on pants. It's great having a cargo pocket, but you throw stuff in there and you never see it again. It's rattling around. And I looked online for some kind of organizer, but I couldn't find anything that I liked that was the right size. It would go in your cargo pocket and whatever. So when we were first talking about Woods Monkey and we were talking about some products, and I said, well, what about this gear organizer idea I had? Because I couldn't find anything that I liked, and we went through a lot of prototypes. Again, in Kydex, it's got a little bit of a flex to it. If you've seen them, they have kind of three basic elements. There's the slots that are MOLLE spaced. There's the holes for tech lock spacing, and then the notches on the side. Again, that'll go on MOLLE webbing or PALs, to be technical. But it was just an evolution of something that I needed, something that I wanted that I couldn't find, and I thought, well, if I want it, then probably other people want it as well. And we've had a lot of luck with those. People seem to like it. People have used them, put all kinds of stuff on them, from headphones to first aid gear stuff.
Fire starter.
fire starters,
Ham radios, search and rescue gear, just all kinds of stuff. So it's been great. But again, it was just an idea for a need that I saw, that something that I couldn't find that I wanted.
I definitely am a fan of the boards. I got my ham radio stuff set up on them, and the beauty of it is I can just grab one of my radios that has all my stuff on it. That was the best thing for my radio bag.
Well, we even went as far as to set up 2 boards for the radios that we keep down at the farm.
Yep.
That way they're always ready to go.
They're sitting there with spare batteries, headpieces, or headphones, earbuds, whatever you want. Yep, so they're ready anytime we need them, kayaking or whatever, they're set and ready to go. So
I really like the first aid applications for them, because it's like the stuff that you want for your particular application or whatever you feel you're going to want with you. Like we have one set up for our walking bag that we take with our dog, so that we've got some dog first aid stuff with us.
Yeah. And the fact that they come in a few different sizes to start with is always handy. And because we have the shop bought and Scott can do the programming here, we can come up with custom sizes as we move along. Basically, you have 3 or 4 starter sizes, like small, medium, large, and then the real small credit card.
You should just get one of each, because you'll find something to put on it, I promise.
Yeah, yeah. And I've talked to you guys about it, setting them up. I want to set them up kind of like for when you go shooting. So my 9mm board, it has all the stuff to clean it, or anything that I need if I'm out shooting, to go into the target practice or whatever. On that, and then have another one set up for a 4570, another one for a 223, and just have all the stuff right there. Frequently, I've gone shooting and went, "Oh God, I didn't bring the right bore snake, or whatever, for that particular one," because I hate to take the whole range back all the time, because this thing's daggone heavy. So you can just grab a board that, I'm taking this gun and this gun.
If you only keep one caliber around, you don't really have
Where's
those
the fun in
things.
that?
Yeah, that takes all the fun out of gun stuff.
That'd be like only having one knife.
Right.
Hey, Mike.
Classic.
Oh. So, but I like the boards a lot. Scott, did you get the board set up? Do you have something set up already, or no?
I don't have one set up, but I have prototyped a bunch of those, because as Brian kept coming up with ideas from the bar napkin on up, I would have to whip it up on the shop block and change these holes and do this. And then we added subtract and stuff, and so I have messed with them plenty, had them set up. I don't have one in my pocket, but I have set them up a few times here and there.
And I know Mike and I and Brian have talked about it, especially at Lakeshore, I think we were talking about it a lot. The first aid kit idea is fantastic, because how many of us have a first aid kit that you literally, when you need something, you have to dump it and dig through it. Even if it's organized, well, maybe not Nick, because he organizes his pretty good. But everyone else, I have to literally pull half of the stuff out to find that one thing that I need.
If you're lucky, when you open it, it dumps itself out.
Yeah. So to put the stuff on a board, and like I have the idea of the boo-boo board, for my Band-Aids and all that stuff. And then,
Well, we made some red ones.
Yeah, the first aid ones.
And a different size, right?
And I actually took a set of the first aid boards to my brother, and he helped us set up, 2 or 3 different variations of the first aid board.
Yeah.
Man, it's kind of neat too. I think about them like a pegboard. Like when your 3/8 wrench is missing, because you see that open spot on the pegboard, and you see, you've used your Band-Aids or whatever it is. You need to replace it because that spot's open on the board.
Did you just say that your garage is so organized?
He's a different kind of mechanic. Let's
I
put it
was
that
thinking-
way, because
Wow, I was impressed. It was like,
I'd have
when
been
I
more
go to
impressed
your
if he
garage
said he
and the
knew where his
3/8 is
10mm
missing, like,
was.
Where is my 3/8 wrench? I can see the outline in Sharpie on the wall.
Exactly.
My buddy John he does not use a toolbox. Everything is on pegboards. So I know, and it's all, it's big, but it's all right there.
I'm not going to
I'm
say
a
that
toolbox
that's not
guy.
great, because I hate digging through the
I've
toolbox.
tried to explain, Joey, I know the number 2 snap-on Phillips head is missing because it usually lives right there. Yeah. And then he says, oh yeah, it's in my truck. I'll get it. Organization is...
I solved that problem by having 2 sets of tools. One set for the house for the kids to go through, and the good set stays in the truck.
Yeah. There is no doubt. The organization boards, just in general, a great concept. And like you said, there's so many different uses for them. And if you go to the website, I think you have pictures of them in use in different scenarios.
Yeah, we put some together every time we go camping or go on another trip. I change mine around. I think I've got a setup I like, and then I think, maybe I want to add this to it or that to it. Or, I set one up for just flashlights and batteries. Or I think I set up one the last time with just like a fire starting board with some tinder and a little knife and fire steel and things like that. So, yeah, but every time I kind of set it up a little bit differently.
No, that's a good point. That's one of the coolest things is the battery board. And I have that flashlight that has, it's a rechargeable, I think it's an OLED. So I have the recharger on there and the flashlight. I love that idea. And spare battery cases on the board, AAAs, whatever you need for all your because who doesn't have more than 9 flashlights?
Right.
And of course, they're not all batteried the same.
Yep, and I even the baby size we have just so happens to fit the strap on my Petzl headlamp. So I've got the rechargeable unit in the Petzl, but then I've got extra batteries on my headlamp.
Do you have a picture of that on Instagram? That's a good idea.
I probably do, yeah. But if not, I will.
I often have one of those headlamps on. I'm doing something in the garage in the driveway, working on the car, blah, blah, blah. That's a pretty good idea for camping. I like that.
Yeah.
Now, LT did say that my first aid kit is generally pretty well organized, and that's true. I'm a little bit OCD about that, but what I do love the boards for is the blowout board for the range. Like whether I'm using a chest rig or a belt setup or whatever, putting the tourniquet, some chest seals, and a compression bandage on the board like that makes it really, really nice because it's not bulky the same way some bags are. And I can, if I have like Kill Me First pants on or whatever, I can throw it in the cargo pocket or, whatever. You've never heard that before, Scott?
Nope. What's that mean?
So, like 511 tactical pants are often,
Those I've had.
Yeah, those are often referred to as Kill Me First pants because that's usually the guy with a gun.
See, I thought he said chummy first pants, and I'm
No,
sitting
I
here
heard him
in my
say,
brain
Sorry,
going,
Kill me
I almost
first.
that
What
one.
the
The
heck?
gray man tactical look is oftentimes the targeted individual.
Well,
Oh,
not
yeah.
so much that because
Never
the
heard
true
that.
gray man just looks like a guy.
okay, well, so it's not chummy first pants?
No, it's Kill Me First pants, and I'm sorry, I
It's
know
slang.
I mumbled that one.
Okay.
Fair
I got
enough.
it. Never
But
heard
yeah,
it.
so the board is great for that, and I agree with LT on the tech side. Like that's something else that they do really, really well. You can take your board out of either a bag or whatever and lay it on the table, and you've got all your wires or your batteries all organized nicely. And I like that.
Earbud organizers.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
All your various charging cords and blocks for the wall and all that stuff.
Yeah, your spare dongle because you have an iPad that doesn't take the dongle and a phone that does.
There's
and
a little bit of bitterness in what you're saying.
Oh, there is. I hate it. It's
Just
like
saying.
leave the
Sounds
plugs
like it.
alone.
If you
people.
work at Skull Candy, LT has a harshly worded email headed your direction.
like, stop it. Stop
Stone,
it.
straw, compound,
Not
sharpening board.
Yeah.
Yeah.
a good
Yeah.
idea.
No,
Bolt
absolutely.
it right to the board, like screw it to it.
And the cool,
strap type.
Yeah.
Oh.
as I said, the cool part is as we're moving forward with these boards and getting more inquiries, we can change up the size. As you know, when you said you talked about doing it in the cargo pants, it quickly evolved into, hey, this fits really good in my ham radio bag, and I just moved straight past that and went a whole another direction.
Well, and the evolution into the SAR board, which I think
Yeah.
is wildly
Which is-
we don't really talk about that a whole lot because it's still kind of in development. But
I mean, we do have a couple, but
Yeah.
I mean, they may get tweaked a little bit here and there. We're getting some input from some folks that we know that do that. But yeah, I mean, made to go into the Hill People Gear chest rig. Just a nice setup. Almost acts as a little shelf when you open up the front compartment.
Yeah, those are very, very handy.
And it's
The
sort of
boards are awesome.
similar to like an IFAC pull-out, but a little bit more open and easier to access everything.
So, other than the products that we're making here, the folder and the boards, which are ours, what else does Woods Monkey have in its line?
Well, we have some things coming down the line, but we partner with secret.
secret
Well, I
monkey
mean-
stuff.
Secret Monkey stuff, but
That's
if people
out
are
there,
paying
cash.
attention, you might figure it out.
Or a T-shirt.
But we have partnered with Todd and Heather from PNW Bushcraft. Great
Hey
folks.
guys.
Such nice people.
Yeah, super awesome people.
And they make super awesome gear.
Yep. And I think you guys had hooked up with them a couple years ago at Blade Show West.
Yes.
Yep.
First time.
Yeah.
We got to know them again a little bit down in Georgia in March and talked to them about some products. So we have a couple of, well, gosh, we got probably 5 or 6 things with them. We've got Woods Monkey versions of their tool rolls, so they've got 3 different sizes of wax canvas tool rolls. All their stuff, I think I mentioned all their stuff is wax canvas. Just great stuff. Smells great, which I know sounds weird, but it's that smell of like old camping equipment. It's just it's like you remember like your grandparents or your parents having just kind of classic camping equipment. But their tool rolls. We've got some EDC trays, which
Now we're saying tool roll, but we're also knife rolling.
knife roll.
And the one, is it the big one that holds knives in sheaths?
Yeah. So the I can't remember.
Adler.
The Alder. The Alder is the big size. Will hold. It's got 6 pockets in it. It's got a flap over top, but you can put in anything up to like a Mongo Scatty in there in the sheath.
When I saw that, I was like, okay, this is a super win. Because how many of us have gone camping or in the woods in the backpack and just threw knives in the backpack and then the one on your hip? Well, this, you get to take whatever knives you want, roll them up, put them in your kit, and you're ready to go. I love that idea. I love it.
And the little one works great for holding banana peels.
Banana peels.
Yeah, you had how many?
Well, it's got 14 pockets, so you could do 14. You could do 13 in an Altoid stin. There's one bit pocket that's a little bit bigger. So pretty much anything that you want to put in there. And again, you can put tools in there. We recommend knives, but
It's funny because I bought one of those for me, and my wife decided that it was perfect for her knife collection, which is actually cooler than mine.
well, I mean,
that is
she's
cool.
cooler than you. So.
Oh, very much so. I don't disagree there.
Yeah, if you liked wax canvas, I'm telling you, these bags are fantastic.
It is a great material.
Tool rolls,
Yeah.
knife rolls, whatever you want. But a lot of knife rolls are not sheath knife friendly.
Right.
They're set up either for folders or not really for a fixed blade.
Or if it is a fixed blade, it's something with a blade cover and not an
Yeah.
actual sheath.
So they came up with the big enough to drop the whole sheath in there. It's like, this is brilliant. I absolutely love the concept. And such a great thing. Such a great thing.
Yeah. And again, super quality made stuff, guaranteed. It picks up a nice patina. When you use it, it's a little not stiff isn't the right word, but it's waxed canvas. But once it starts to wear in a little bit, it picks up a nice. I'm calling it a patina. Just
Oh, it definitely is.
little changes color a little bit and feel, and kind of molds itself to what's in there. Just great stuff. So we've got those. We've got the EDC trays with some hardware updates to become sheath pants.
Sheath pants.
Which will go on pretty much any LTWK JRE sheath, leather sheath, I should say. You can organize and put things on there. We've got a version of their cedar bag, a little taller than the normal cedar bag. I think
Barrel
4
bag.
inches. Barrel bag, tall cedar bag. A little bit taller than their normal cedar bag. Holds a little bit more.
It actually holds my jet boil.
A fully assembled jet boil will
Fully
fit in there
assembled
quite
jet boil.
nicely.
Got
With
your
a coffee
full
cup on
commercial
top,
voice on
coffee, everything, which was great because my recent trip out to see our daughter in Texas, my wife and I, when we stopped at the rest stop, pulled out our PNW bag and had our jet boil coffee. Yeah, it
Was that the
fantastic.
bag that you put yours in over the weekend?
Yes.
Boy, that did fit perfect in there.
Oh, did you see it?
Yeah, he
Isn't that
finished
cool?
setting his up. at
So
camp.
I had a separate kit that had, like, I had my jet boil just sitting free in my kitchen box, and then I had a bag that had like the coffee grinder and some filters and some tea bags and stuff like that. Well, that is all inside the barrel bag now and
Okay.
around there. So the jet boil in the Java setup with the GSI coffee grinder
Right.
fit perfectly in there.
Oh, fantastic.
I have my billy pot in mine, and that's great with the
Yeah.
alcohol stove.
Oh, it's a fantastic case, and you can get them off the Woods Monkey website, right?
Yes, sir.
If you guys got to check that. I'm telling you what, any of that wax canvas stuff, if you're an outdoor person, you know about wax canvas, number one, but I can almost promise you there is a product on our website right now, on the Woods Monkey website, that in wax canvas that you're going to love.
Do we have any other pipe rolls yet? Because those are fantastic for fire starting kits. If you smoke a pipe, they're wonderful for that as well.
We don't. I just started seeing those when Todd was prototyping it on Instagram. And it's a nice little kit.
I like the dump
Didn't
tray.
know about that.
I actually have a dump tray at home near my shower where I put my nightly stuff in. When I go home.
If you ever message Heather, she's wonderful to work with. She actually made me a dump tray that's a chessboard, and I have pieces that fit it.
Nice.
It's fantastic.
Cool.
Yeah, that is cool. Yeah, that wax canvas stuff is good to go. And I think you're working with them on a folder clip setup, right?
There's something in the works for the folders from them.
Okay.
The secret monkey
Monkey
stuff. But yeah, it's something we've gotten some requests for ways to carry it, and I carry mine right now in their EDC tray, kind of in between the two sides. So we are working with them on that, and another project which will remain nameless.
Because we haven't thought of a name for it yet.
Yeah, that's why, because we hadn't thought of it.
It's so secret, it doesn't even have a top secret name yet.
But if you have not checked out their website, is it PNW Bushcraft or
PNWBushcraftShop.com.
Go check them out. Tell Heather and Todd that the guys over at Woods Monkey sent you, because man, oh man, they're great people to work with. Beautiful, beautiful quality products. Matter of fact, I've had her. I don't know if they call it a shaving kit, but that's what I've had that for when we met them years ago out west. I bought that zipper up wax canvas that I carry my shaver and my toiletries in when I travel.
Yep.
It's fantastic. I've used that for a long time. I got all my stuff in it. So, yeah, I've liked their stuff for quite a while now, and it's great to work with them and get that up and running.
And as Nick said,
Mr. Woods Monkey, I have a question for you.
yes,
When's all this cool stuff go on the website?
right now.
Is it?
Yeah.
Maybe I should get on there.
Maybe you
I
should.
was thinking, go check it out because it's on the website for sure. Absolutely. So
What's your website?
We've got folders, friction folders, a very simple working man design, and the monkey boards, naturally, the organizing boards, which are phenomenal, and then all the wax canvas stuff too. And I know that there's a bigger knife coming down the line and a smaller, bigger knife coming down the line.
A smaller, bigger knife?
And some other things that we're working on. You guys have got to check out woodsmonkey.com. There is stuff there, and go back often because it's going to be changing up for sure.
Or sign up for the email list so you can get
get on the
alert
email
first.
list.
Absolutely. Get on the email list. Watch Instagram. If you've been watching Instagram Fridays, I tend to put up a couple of unique knives,
And
candles and different blades and whatnot.
there's a lot of pictures shared on Woods Monkey with the folders. But
Yeah,
the boards too, some, right? But probably more folders.
I think you're probably right. We definitely have a loyal fan base for the folders.
Yeah.
Right Out of Bounds and Sparrow Bushcraft and Black Flag and some of those guys just have been great. Craig, Bearded Burton, have put up some really cool pictures of their knives in use, and it's neat. You said earlier, it's neat to see things that we made, and that was a new thing for me. Tyler asked what I did before this. I was in banking. I wasn't like creating anything, and so it's still kind of a new experience for me to see people doing something that I had a hand in putting together, and saying, "Hey, I like that. I want to buy that. I want to take my hard-earned money and use it on this thing." And then they actually go out and use it and like it and put pictures up, and it's still kind of neat to see that for me.
Oh yeah, that never goes away though. Even to this day, when we see our knives show up somewhere in a magazine or on a post somewhere, or even on a TV show, I still get giddy. Like, oh, that looks familiar. It's funny. Or someone will send me a text and go, "Hey, is this one of your knives? It showed up in a magazine."
Yeah.
Remember we just had that?
Yeah, the
recently?
Overland Journal and
Yeah,
Knives
just-
Illustrated.
Just happened in Overland Journal. Yeah, it was funny. That was great. But I think there's some good ideas coming down the pike, but also the stuff that's already there. If you haven't had a chance to handle one of the folders, man, it's worth the jumping off point and going ahead and getting one. Even if it rides in your pack a lot of the time, just to have that knife with you anywhere you go. And I don't think you're going to get dinged for it being tactical. What do you think?
No.
It's a friction holder.
Yeah.
Well, and I think it's wildly underrated for the people that do a lot of backpacking and or hiking, because it's something that you can throw in your pack. It's not going to take up a lot of room. It doesn't weigh a lot, but you're going to have a fully functional knife with you.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, fully functional. I have used this Kydex version plenty places. I have whittled wood. Matter of fact, when we were painting on the back porch, I was using it as a scraper. You know, I've opened every package that's come to the house, and since I've had it multiple times, matter of fact, yesterday changing that switch, we used the tip of it. But I don't recommend this to unlock the wire.
The other kind of closet niche area where I think these knives really excel is for the big game hunters. So, like if you're shooting elk at 10,000 feet, and normally you have to go skin it and deal with that, now you just take a bunch of different blades with you and you swap them out, and you don't have to carry a sharpening system and 4 or 5 knives with you.
Yeah, and the blades are
One
relatively small.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with you. You can have some spare blades laying around and ready to go, or just have 2 or 3 blades. They're small. They don't take up much room.
I'd buy a spare.
Yeah. One in each pocket. You won't even know you have all 4 of them on you.
That's right.
I'm a little upset with myself that I hadn't considered it for a game knife. Dang it, Mike, and you don't even hunt.
I hunt on paper.
Well, I would say I agree with what's been said so far. That it's very lunchroom accessible. Nobody's going to have or get upset when you pull this out to cut your apple
Unless
off
you
or
work at
whatever.
Google Merchant Services.
Well, there is that. But the simplicity of it, the mechanical simplicity of it, I think makes it very reliable. And for situations like what Mike said in the backcountry, you don't really have to worry about any parts breaking down on you. And that to me is extremely appealing. It's as simple as you can get, basically. And if there is some sort of problem, it would be easy to address. Whereas other knives, sometimes you lose your lock or you lose, a screw. They fall out sometimes. That could be total failure and a completely useless tool then. So with this, you don't have those worries. That's nice.
No, they're great. So combination monkey folder, banana peel, and a board is a great way to get started. And then find your way to all that canvas gear. Again, if you're an outdoors guy, who doesn't want to be organized with a board? I mean, that excites me.
Or 7.
I have a bunch of
I
them.
mean, everybody has that one thing that's just got charging cords jammed all in it from all your various devices.
Yeah, it's usually like a little drawstring bag
Yeah.
or something. You got to untangle every single one. Yeah, I know. Not no more.
I agree completely. Anything else you want to say about Woods Monkey site
No,
in general?
just check it out, and as I said, keep an eye on Instagram. That's where you'll see some of the new knives appear probably Fridays. I like to put up a couple of different variations. We've got again, what is it, 12 different blade shapes. So there's a lot of combinations out there, and we did some different handles for those. So you'll see those on there as well.
That sounds great. Well, Brian, thanks for stopping by today. It has been fun. And
Thank
it's
you, guys.
always a good time hanging out with you. So we are good to go. And anybody have anything else they want to ask before we get out of here?
Um,
Oh, wow.
I have
Wow.
one question.
Oh, no.
One question.
Oh no.
Good.
Have you done the math to figure out how many possible combinations between the 12 different blade shapes and the 4 different thicknesses?
Says the guy who can't add.
Well, that's why I'm asking the banker.
No.
no.
I think it's a bunch is the technical term, but
A lot.
Right.
There's a lot. Very good. So check out woodsmonkey.com. And Mike, once again, where can they find the podcast if they'd like to listen?
Why, anywhere you can find podcasts. Go to your favorite podcast directory, type in the Shack and LTWK podcast, and the results will come to you.
Guess what? Next time you hear from us, it'll be episode 27.
Wow.
I am
They're just flying by.
26. I know. Like, seriously, 26 episodes?
Seems like it was just 25 not that long
I
ago.
know.
Not that long.
10 minutes or something.
Yeah, you guys.
I mean, an hour.
It's been a minute.
At least. All right, guys, thanks for tuning in. We love you. God bless you, and see you later.
See you. Bye.
Bye.